Sure, I captured the right thing here. Move on to the emulator. Okay, I did a character poll. Hold on. That's weird. Okay, my buttons weren't responding for a second there. I thought the controls might have been changed. But I did a character poll on who I should use for this run, and the winner by 1 vote. It was actually a pretty close between these two. We get Sailor Pluto. This is going to be just a normal run, playing through with all the characters available. So the final boss will be Sailor Saturn. And I feel sorry for Mars because she's always the first opponent. She never gets to use her special ability as a CPU, and at the same time, I find her one of the hardest fights in this because you don't have any special abilities to use. You have the normal tiles and the brooches that remove all of one color. So it comes down to a little bit of luck on whether you're able to get all the talismans before she does or not, because you don't have anything that you can use to your advantage. But at the same time, sometimes you get lucky like this. Let's get rid of these blues. 1 down. I was replaying this a couple times for the past couple of days. I was just reminded of how much I love the sprite work on this. You just watch the characters, like if they get a special ability off, they pick up a talisman, or even if they're crouching like that when you're in the bottom corner. Just such little details that make this so fun. And that's why I want to race this. I want other people to just have a little bit of fun with this, and it's not hard to pick up. You only need 1 button. That's the B button. And I've got the Space Sword coming in. Also, still lucky. And there's a fine amount of strategy in this game, because you have to decide how many of these am I going to overturn, just enough to get a decent combo going. And of course, if you don't overturn them, they'll be eliminated if they're adjacent to one that's being removed. I was going to say renewed. Nope, not the case. And just try and get a decent combo going. And usually I only try to overturn 3 or 4 columns at once. On normal mode, that's easily enough to get a decent combo. There's our final talisman. And I have another brooch to take it out. So I'm usually not that fast against Mars. She's usually right neck and neck with me. And sadly, the only way to see her special attack is to play as her. And just get going on far enough for those abilities to appear. Now, one thing I noticed, of course, in my Let's Play, I played as Mercury. And showcased how cheap she can be with the right combinations. And the Skype call finally timed out, so things may have gotten just a little bit louder. It just got very loud in my headphones. So if I need to adjust the audio, please let me know. But the thing is, I noticed when playing as Mercury that the power-ups okay, there's one right there. Power-ups didn't normally appear until after the next level, so I don't know if it's just the level or the character you're playing against in one-player mode that dictates when power-ups start appearing, but watch this. Now, Pluto's ability is best for supports and also stealing part of the opponent's grid there. And you may notice that she had the Space Sword on the far left side of the screen, and I've basically just eliminated it. And I can't overturn anything else. I'm stuck for the moment. That's okay. Got enough to get a combo going at least. And I gotta wait for that to wear off. I'm gonna need a brooch to get it over that. And yep, I'm good. Dead screen wore off, so I'll just turn it back on. Now, the kind of sad thing about this game is, in the 90s anime, when Pluto uses her dead scream, the voice is just so haunting, and this version doesn't do it justice. I've recently been rewatching several episodes from the 90s anime, especially the S series. Oh, Ami, how could you? Yeah, you may notice if the opponent gets a combo, you'll get a row or two of hearts at the very bottom, and if a talisman is at the top of the screen, it can be pushed back up, and you kind of have to start over on the counter of hearts to eliminate before you start seeing more. So that's a viable tactic right there. Don't let the talisman sit at the top of the screen. Go ahead and get the extra row here, extra column. Hey, even though Pluto's ability is useful and can increase your area, unfortunately, it's not very good for offensive abilities. It just gives you a little more to work with, gives them a little less to work with, and the talisman has to be in the exact right spot to do anything about it with her attack. But at the same time, it is helpful in that with the extra hearts you're eliminating, the faster you'll get another talisman. Let's go ahead and get some more combos going. Not quite as combo taxing as I was hoping. Final one. Don't let her get another combo. Quickly. Okay, should be good to go. She doesn't even have the second one, so easily win this one. And victory! Actually, now that I look at it, Pluto's rod doesn't look like a key in this version. Of course, then again, her orb is one of the talismans. Hold on, gotta... Thunder, did you still want in on the call? Because I set up the Skype call and just timed out. So I can restart at any time. At round 3 against Sailor Jupiter, she's actually pretty good. Her ability is a bit random, but can be very, very useful if you're lucky or unlucky, depending on which side you're on. Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a sec. Get the call going. And the volume is back to normal with that on.
Hello.
Hey, Thunder.
You can just ignore my thing on chat then, since you started it for me.
So. Yep. I would have had to pause the game to answer the call either way.
Mm-hmm.
Are those chips good?
Huh?
Are those chips good? Sounds like you're eating them.
Yeah, they're sun chips, so of course they're good.
Nice.
I just had to get something because I ended up sleeping in today, so I haven't had much to eat.
Oh, Mako-chan. Yeah, I grabbed some lunch right beforehand because this is probably going to go on for about 5 hours. And I didn't get to mention this in game. Of course, when you have the red crystal, you have different effects based on what heart color you press after clicking it, and that's where a lot of the strategy can come in. The blue one is the most useful. The yellow one will eliminate your bottom row, which is useful if a talisman's stuck there. The red, or pink, is what she used against me, and what I like to use when I'm using Mercury, in that it will flip over all the opponent's hearts back to blank. So if you combine that with her ability, the opponent is stuck for several seconds. And the green one is kind of an alternate version of Pluto's Dead Scream, where it will flip the two columns that are on the very edge between the two grids. So if the opponent has a talisman in there, you can just use that ability and get rid of their talismans.
It looks fairly excuse me. It looks fairly interesting.
Yeah, this is a really fun game.
I enjoy puzzle games, so maybe at some point I'll remind myself to give this a try.
Yeah, I was really hoping to do some net play on this after my Let's Play, but for the life of me, we cannot get net play to work on any of the emulators with this.
I know how to get NetPlay working with Super Nintendo, so if you need help, I can probably tell you how to get it working. Because when I did the Donkey Kong Country Let's Play on my channel with my friend Bob, Rising Jericho, we had to do a bit of configuration to get it running, but eventually, after we got everything set the way it needs to be, it worked fine, even though his internet's not the best. Which only added to the humor of the LP, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Crazy things can happen. Oh, we got Daemon Eggs and crossbows going on now. So if a Daemon Egg hatches, you have to either use your special ability to get rid of it, or it'll destroy a talisman if it comes in contact. And that's actually the final obstacle / power-up you'll see in the game, with the exception of Chibi Moon's ability. And for the love of me, for the love of Toast, I hope she doesn't get it off, because getting rid of it is one of the most annoying things in the game.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Oh, she got rid of one of my. Well, I don't know what she got rid of.
I'm just going by what I'm seeing through the stream delay, so.
Yep. I love that sweat drop animation.
I've always, as much as I am like a car person and whatnot, I've always kind of had a thing for puzzle games. There's quite a few I've enjoyed. I was always really into the Bust-A-Move games as a kid.
Oh, yeah, so was a classic.
Hey,
Gold.
I've lost the countless amount of hours I've spent playing Bust-A-Move 4. That game's just so much fun to me.
Okay, waiting for that to hatch. Now I can get rid of it.
Okay, so, all right, so what's going on?
We're doing a pre-Chrono Trigger game.
Okay.
Just a bit of a.
Okay, well, I'll come back when, well, I'll be around when Chrono Trigger starts because, well.
I'm just here to give. I'm just here to provide commentations, just to give someone to talk to for dying.
Because I need some, I need some good strategy for if I'm gonna solidify second for Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough race, because if people know what they're doing, and being a New Game Plus run, it can go to anyone who knows where to go.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I let's play the game, and I think I've played through it about maybe twice. So, but I raced along with the mag twice, and I got as far as that imp cave. Yeah.
Yep, 12,000 BC. Okay, got a Daemon Egg. Okay, I don't have to worry about it. It's not gonna get my talisman.
Yeah, I'm thinking honestly, I might change the direction with my channel because doing so many LPs has burnt me out. Like when I did Gran Turismo 2, I didn't expect that to just put like a mental blank on me. Basically, I felt like so drained from that.
Skunked ya!
I'm honestly thinking what I might start doing in the future is begin to stream the games that were on my LP list and just make like long plays out of them and just put them on my channel.
And in a lot of cases, that's often the way to go, because it just more relaxed atmosphere, pace it however you want.
Yeah, and plus streaming, there's people I can talk to, and I usually do talk to people on my Discord server when I'm streaming, just so it's not me rambling to myself a lot, which I tend to do all the time, because I'm terrible with trying to think of conversations. It just never works out for me.
Know the feeling. Okay, best music in the game right here, by the way. This is one of the... Actually, all the music in this game is pretty good. It's a bit short and repetitive, but at the same time, you never get sick of listening to it. This one especially.
I can understand.
And at the same time, this is the only Sailor Moon game I know of, and I've played a lot, where Tuxedo Mask is a playable character.
That's the reason I voted for it, because I'm not much of a Sailor Moon guy, but I recognize, of course, the series for much of the series because my oldest sister Candace has always enjoyed Sailor Moon growing up, and she still does now. And so I'm somewhat familiar with it in many ways.
Yeah, I actually. Go ahead, Gold.
I must know. So if are you planning the same game for a future race?
Oh yeah.
He put the game in my suggestions for racing it on my HG race thing. So.
Oh yeah, speaking of your channel, I'm actually enjoying the Tony Hawk Pro Skater one that that Ethan guy is doing on your channel.
Yeah, my friend Zero. Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy and whatnot, and he always wanted to upload content for my channel because I'm so very, very, very huge with making it a community-based thing. So.
Puppy dog.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember Let's playing the game, and I remember how I was so bummed that I couldn't include the in-game music.
Yeah. It's damn copyrights.
Yeah, I tried including that for the first video, but it got that video blocked in Germany.
Well, don't worry about it if it's blocked in other countries. I've learned. Okay, Chibi Moon. She has a unique theme too, and I hope to God she doesn't use her ability on me.
The thing you'll probably have to realize, Gold, is almost anything music-wise that's copyrighted will more than likely be blocked in Germany. It just tends to happen all the time. It's the most common country that'll be blocked because of copyrights.
Okay, well, I guess Germany has some strict strict copyright laws.
It's why the LPing scene in Germany is so large, because it's basically that's for a lot of Germans, that's basically the only real way they can properly watch LPs without is basically their own people doing it.
Well,
Oh, thank you.
Thankfully, mercifully, I have not gotten a copyright strike on my channel.
I've never been copyright striked on my channel. I've been copyright claimed. That's about it.
Yeah, same here. Never gotten a strike, just a claim. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm not
like,
worried about the claim, because if
Made a
I
mistake.
get claimed, it's like oh well, doesn't really affect me at all. So
yeah, like if the Super LP Heroes was to have a copyright strike, then what I would do is open up a Daily Motion account for that.
well, the thing was I think copyright strikes can go away after a period of time. Like if you manage to not get another strike, I think they take off it. That's what I've heard. I could be wrong.
I was hoping to get a yellow one on the counter right there. But unfortunately, she's getting rid of the dame, and I can't destroy the mirror.
All right, so okay, so. Alright, so now as I said, Donnie, like in this 90-minute practice run I did of Chrono Trigger, all that went wrong was me taking a wrong turn in the factory. So.
Yeah, that's one place I'm a little worried about. It's one of the couple dungeons where I tend to get lost. That's the primary reason I'm doing this. Is just, well, I'll be doing Chrono Trigger in a bit, just to get my bearings again. Cause, well,
Yep. So, and also you should enforce now. Since in New Game Plus, that one lava fight where you're supposed to lose, it's actually possible to win in New Game Plus. So you'd have to make sure we all know that we're supposed to take the fall on that one.
oh yeah, and even then, it's a little difficult to win because you do have to be paying attention to it.
So yeah, I'm looking back of my straw poll. There was only one game that did not receive any votes, and that was Mark's pick, Virtual Boy Wario Land.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Me neither. I feel bad that he didn't get any votes, because I would be willing to do it, but you know, what can you do?
This is not good.
Oh, is CTR still winning?
No, I've already concluded the thing. Like, I've already chose. Like, last Wednesday, I basically stopped taking more votes. Crash Team Racing ended up winning, so.
Alright.
That was a nice comeback if you guys were watching that.
Midnight Club really surprised me, because it got runner-up position, and I guess maybe a couple people who didn't realize the poll was already over voted for it, and now it's basically tied with it. But CTR will still be first, obviously, because that's the one that won when I stopped taking votes.
All right.
But Midnight Club surprised me, not because of the game, rather because how am I gonna find six? Am I really gonna be able to find 6 people to to race a PlayStation 2 game?
Oh, I won't be able to race PlayStation 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, I can because I have an Elgato, so.
Same here. It's not hard to emulate, but it is a little CPU intensive, at least on mine.
Well, the game that was chosen was a launch title for the PS2, so it's not very CPU intensive. It will be one of the easier games to run. Sorry.
Well, I don't know if there is a CPU emulator for the PS2.
There is. I got one.
PS2.
Okay. All right. Well.
That's what I was planning to use on my Arch Angelica 2 Let's Play, but which I've never started.
Because I know there isn't a WiiSX2 emulator for the Wii.
I'll put it this way. For PC emulators, there are legitimately people working on trying to make Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 emulators happen, just to give you an idea.
Yep, they're always trying to emulate the latest generation.
I'm sensing if that is to happen, then Dime might want to do Hyper Dimension Neptunia in the future.
I already did.
But that's on your channel.
Yeah, that was Rise's idea.
Yeah.
And that just required an Elgato. Oh, Haruka, why couldn't you destroy that Daemon for me?
Well, now that I can afford it, I will eventually order one now.
You definitely should. The Elgato has been it's been great for me. Like the last software update was giving me a couple bit of issues, but they just updated their software not too long ago, so I'm gonna see if that's fixed the problems, which it probably will, knowing them.
This is going to be great. Once the dead screen wears off, I'm going to give her a daemon. Yeah, well, yeah, hold off on that. Yeah, and there it is. I love it. And got another talisman. Excellent. Yeah, you,
Okay. Oh, also, Thunder. If I get the Raws done this week, then expect either sometime this week or next week to do the F-Zero X post commentary.
Okay.
that was only 2. I thought there was a third one.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame Redemption's Edge decided not to get his files in.
It seems like he from what you were telling me, he tends to do that a lot, and that's like, it's like, that's not really something I approve of, because of course everyone has stuff they need to do with their lives and everything, so I can understand if maybe a week or something, but after that, if it just takes so much longer, it's like you really got to stop beating around the bush on it. I mean, I still have never received Paris's files for Mega Man X, so that's why that race has never been able to go up.
Oh, did you ask him if
I have asked him several times, and he's still never done it.
Yeah, sometimes it takes me a couple of reminders to actually get his files into me.
Mm-hmm. I might just redo the Mega Man X race, because there's only like 3 people in that one or something, and
Yeah, if you redo it, I'd want in on that one. Because I missed the last one.
Oh, well, if you do Mega Man X, try contacting Brightwolf. He's a big fan of the Mega Man X series.
You'd kick our butts.
Well, if Bright Wolves was in, he'd probably win, so...
Well, you're not faster than him on that game?
I can't. I barely ever played Mega Man X. I'd be terrible. I'm terrible at most of the games you guys play, because I didn't grow up with them as a kid.
That is his distinct advantage. Unfortunately, Gold has had a very, very long streak of last places on SLPH, just due to being unfamiliar with the game.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I would have had it with Donkey Kong 94, but Kib surprised me though.
I have no idea how I would have done. No, he got second.
Ah.
Yeah, so the only time I didn't get last in the races 51 through 60 was my own unofficial pick.
You'll get a chance to make a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yes. And as it seems, there hasn't been any new tropes in like 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, I haven't touched the page in a while. Things have been busy at work, and that's usually when I update it. Of course, at the same time, speaking of Sailor Moon, I'm planning on rewriting a fanfic series I started in high school. Got too busy in college to finish, and want to revisit it and reboot it. So I started a tropes page for that.
Okay. Okay.
And getting back into the series especially with the new dub, is one of the reasons why I'm playing these games again. Neptune's attack is a bit annoying, but at the same time, it takes a bit of time, but at the same time, all the hearts you eliminate still count towards a talisman coming. So you can have a talisman appear right at the very start once you have hearts falling again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as devastating as it looks, so long as you can get combos going. Looks like Gold left the call for the moment. At the same time, it's just funny watching. Can't get anything out of this.
Excuse me.
Go ahead and flip everything back over.
It just surprised me how much people wanted Midnight Club, apparently. I expected that was not going to get very much votes at all, but no. I guess to be fair, a lot of the people do hang out with their car nuts like me, but even then, I expected it wouldn't get much because PS2, so...
Yeah, admittedly, I've not played that one. Don't even know what it's about.
It's cars, so you probably have not... That's probably why you haven't played it.
Most likely, yeah. Most of my PS2
know.
games are RPGs.
I know too many people get annoyed at me. They're like, "Why do you do so much car stuff?" Well, it's what I'm good and familiar with. It's pretty much the case with you and RPGs. It's what you're familiar and good with. So
Yep. That's what I like.
yeah, can't really fault someone for that.
Hate when that happens.
Mhm.
Now, the CPU can actually help you at times by flipping over your hearts, because it can get rid of a Daemon Egg, and you can just eliminate it. And let's see.
Yeah,
Okay, her's still hatched. Nice.
There's like a 5-way tie with 3 votes for each game. For third place, Croc which was Mickey's suggestion, PS1. Star Fox 64 from Manic X, which is obvious. RKD suggested the first Portal, which is PC.
Yep, and that's pretty raceable.
Yeah. Sinister Paris suggested Shovel Knight, which is on a whole plethora of platforms, so...
And not an easy game.
No. And Kevin chose Diddy Kong Racing, so basically the Nintendo 64 variant of Crash Team Racing in a way.
I'm actually surprised Kevin didn't choose Star Fox 64.
Yeah. Your choice, Sailor Moon S. Kurukkurin, and it got 2 votes, for 6%.
I'm surprised it got that many.
Yeah, and then there's a single vote for Rhino's pick of Ridge Racer Type 4. And
Would you stop that, Michiru?
and Gold's choice for Donkey Kong Country 3. Surprised EKC3 only got 1 vote. I'm stunned.
She has hit me with 3 deep submerges. I can't do anything now.
Oops.
At the same time, I'm still ahead at least.
Well, that's the good news.
Just gotta wait for more hearts to fall. Yeah, Neptune's one of the hardest characters in the game if she gets a lot of attacks off on you. Her and Saturn are probably the worst. Yeah, she got her second one. Oh no! Oh! Game! How could you?
No, you shall not win.
Oh, the dead scream wore off. I lost a jewel right as the heart started falling again. Fortunately, I got my third talisman coming.
That's awful. You just have 1 left, and nope, there's a whole much more hearts coming.
Fortunately, I won. That's half the fun, giving interesting matches. That's why a race this would be so interesting, is you have both luck and skill factors, and still being very fair overall. So it could be anyone's game, so long as you know the basic strategies.
Yeah, I can see why you would want this to be raced.
I think I'd have to check the text chat in the Skype group. Gold may be unable to get back in.
No, no one's mentioning that they're unable to get back in. Well, I'm wondering where Paris is right now.
I know he said he was hoping to get in, but
He's not. Yeah, he's not even around. So.
Oh well, something probably came up.
Probably.
Now this is probably the most pleasant final boss music you'll ever hear, and yet it is so good. Almost got that talisman comboed out. Of course, at the same time, depending on which loop of the game you're in, you can fight 2 final bosses. You have Supermoon and Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that jewel, thank you.
So I imagine just the Chrono Trigger later, just for you to just get practice on playing the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Figure out the routes through dungeons again, and
how do you think you're gonna do in that race?
Probably pretty good.
Well, that's good.
It was my pick, so I hope to do well.
Oh, I imagine so.
Of course, nothing can be worse than Hook. Picking that game and getting last place.
Wait, you picked Hook and got last in that?
Yep. Of course, I didn't have time for any practice. That was the main reason.
Yeah. I'm just glad that when we did Turbo, Mickey, and Paris, and obviously Gold did Crash not too long ago. I finally had a platformer game I did not come last in, which is great.
Oh yes, and
Gold was way far behind, so he easily got last. And then Paris was having he was having a lot of trouble, and it was some slowdown issues, and I was just doing generally well. And though he got up to the same level as I did at the end, the fact that I hit the halfway checkpoint before he did meant that even with the comeback that he was trying to get, I held on long enough to secure third place.
nice. Yeah, part 1 just went up on the channel today, and the mag finished its Crash Bandicoot race yesterday, and they said never again. So if it went longer than 5 parts.
Crash 1 is a hard game to do. Oh no, we finished in 3 parts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Crash 1's a hard game. It's admittedly the sequels did just a lot better justice with playing the game because it's just a lot more smooth, and because one, you can use the analog sticks in those ones, except for like early copies of Crash 2 for some reason, and then it's also just better suited 3D levels. It's a lot easier to get through. Of course, I'm still bad at it because it's Crash. It's still not an easy game, but in comparison to Crash 1, it's definitely a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, the primary thing I noticed in both races is Crash 1 has a lot of fake difficulty.
Yep.
Actually, my cousins
climb was just awful.
My cousins had Crash 1 when they first got a PS1, and that turned me off from the PlayStation for a while, just because of the load times. And victory. There are a lot of good PS1 games that don't have ridiculous load times out there, thankfully.
No. The thing is, it was a disc-based console, so loading was to be expected. It's one of the reasons I think maybe some kids got the N64 rather, because, one, it had like Mario and whatnot, and two,
had Star Fox 64 and Mischief Makers and Smash Brothers.
Well, Mischief Makers is probably more for your case. I don't know many kids who probably had that, to be honest.
Shame too, because it is such a damn good game.
That I've heard.
As for this game, we're on the true final boss, Sailor Saturn. She can devastate you if she gets a lot of attacks off.
Oh boy.
Of course, she is the Sailor of Death and Rebirth. She's the most powerful single character in the series. And she's also extremely popular and extremely cute, so it balances out. Second favorite overall here. Also has that badass pose when she gets a talisman.
Mm-hmm. Man, my adapter arrived yesterday, so now I finally can just use my headphones with like a boom mic and not have like 2 cords. I can just have 1 cord, which is really cool. It's good too, because the one I have now, the cord that this mic has, is like so much better quality than the old one, so it'll actually last like probably well more than half a year.
Nice, because yeah,
it's like proper. It's nice thick braided cables. So
yeah, the problem I have is my chair keeps running over my headset cord.
Oh. How long have you had that particular pair then?
A couple years.
Is it still holding up?
Yep.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I replaced my original headset with it. Because if you listen to my early Let's Play videos, the audio is just terrible. Oh, she's ahead.
Oh boy, I bet it was a Razer product then. I don't know.
I don't remember. I think it was Logitech.
It's probably one of those smaller. It's probably one of those more unknown Logitech ones where that probably didn't last very long because people didn't like it. I don't know.
Oh, always possible.
I've usually never had an issue with Logitech. It's just that the ones that they usually sell right now, I'm not the biggest fan of. Like the one you have, I don't think they sell anymore. So
most likely.
And that sucks because it's one of the better sounding ones. So
I always lose track of what I've got when it comes to Logitech headsets and controllers.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually got 2 Logitech controllers. One is wireless, but it doesn't work with ZSNES, so I had to get another wired one.
I had the wired one. It was a fairly nice controller for the price.
Oh, this is gonna be close. She's got her third. I should hopefully get my third in just a moment. Yep. Oh, this is down to the wire. Let's get rid of this Damon and see if I can clear out this last column. That's not bad. And I got this. I love those close races, though. Just that music when, oh, third talisman is there. You gotta hurry up. And the ending screen is just the winner is you, Sailor Pluto. It rolls credits. Yeah, the game has 3 loops. The first one, you unlock Super Sailormoon as a playable character. Beat it with that code in place. It unlocks Sailor Saturn as a playable character. And then beat it one more time, you get the full end credits.
Interesting.
And you have to at least beat it on normal to get the full end credits, which is just this group shot.
Oh, jeez, excuse me. It makes sense.
Yeah, I really don't know the difference, if there's much difference between the AI and the difficulties, but the primary difference on the difficulties is the number of different colored hearts you have to deal with. And even then on hard, you have the orange hearts, and they don't do anything when combined with the pink crystal, so I usually don't play on hard at all.
I very much usually do normal for most stuff anyways. I'm always more interested in just playing games to just relax and have fun with them. And if it gives me a bit of a challenge, good. I just don't need it to be so challenging that I'm sitting there for hours trying to do one goddamn level.
Oh yeah, it was like that in a lot of.
I think it gets too much.
Early SNES Konami games. To get the best ending, you had to beat it on hard.
Yeah.
And the credits we can't read because no one did a translation patch for this. Not that you need it. Yeah. All in all, this is probably the best Sailor Moon puzzle game. There are about 3 different versions out there. Well, one of them has 2 different iterations. One for the 4th season, one for the final season, which is unique, but not as fun as this one. And the last one, which covers the same series, the S series, is just very generic, kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
And the only other game from the series I would probably do a race for is the Genesis Beat 'em Up series that covers the 1st season. And it's one of the few games where the Genesis version is superior to the SNES version.
Which is nice. I have nothing against Super Nintendo, it's just that sometimes I like to see sometimes that the Genesis version can be just as good, and that's a good thing to know.
Yeah, the Super NES...
The Genesis to me just gets too much flack when most people compare it to the Super Nintendo, and a lot of times it's very undeserving. Yeah,
the Super NES version basically just kind of has random enemies, horrible hit detection, and this doesn't flow as well. The Genesis version covers the 1st series. You fight all the Shiteno, you fight Queen Metalia, and it's just more faithful, more fun overall. And that is it for that one.
I should ask how much my sister remembers of Sailor Moon.
The new dub is really great. I'm going to say that right now. And I started off the series